Demon lives in the misty swamp at the top of the mountain. Priest is habit and you'll have to assist us.
I'll help you. I'll go to the misty swamp. This must be the place. I can sense an uncommon air about this swamp. Wait.
Alright, so I was almost asleep. He fell asleep with the TV on and went through a few episodes, and eventually, this pile is getting spread out. I'll have to consolidate it a little bit. So, I almost got to sleep, and that's because the TV eventually, after you've been watching it a while, it goes off on its own. Of course, he can't sleep without it on. So as soon as it went off and I almost got to sleep, he woke up, started watching a streaming video, and then turned on the TV and went back to sleep. It's fucking cold up here. So getting back to Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches, in those videos that I recorded of conversations with her, she admits a whole bunch of stuff that, well, fucking duh, I've been saying so. And in those videos, of course, you get to hear that she admits those things that she should have come out with in court, things that she should have come out with to the public. But the news didn't care. The police didn't care. That is, if she actually did go in and try to talk to them. I don't know if she did or not. The thing is, with all these people that I'm pissed off at, there's reasons for it. See, if innocent people are being harmed, you do need to speak up. Not 6 months down the road, not a year down the road. And they sure as shit shouldn't have to record you to get you to come forward. That's the fucked up part. When I called people cowards, I meant it. If you're too afraid to tell the truth, there's something seriously fucking wrong with you. Me, I lied. I also admitted that I lied. I lied when I said that I would kill Ted Bollinger. I lied when I said that I would kill the president. I wasn't doing that just for attention, as people keep saying. I mean, it is for attention, but it's for the right attention. When I threatened to kill Ted if anything happened to Rose or her kids, or Danica or her kids, or Rochelle or her kids, or Alicia, it's because I know what kind of a man Ted is. Ted Bollinger is a monster. I'm not going to hide that from the world. When I threatened to kill the people who threatened to kill me and my friends and family, those were Alicia Bollinger's friends. If she was actually afraid that I would actually kill those people, she would have come forward. But the thing is that I needed to get an honest day in court. The police wouldn't listen to a goddamn thing I had to say anywhere. It was all out of jurisdiction. No matter what, it's out of jurisdiction. Even if it happened there, it's out of jurisdiction. Right now, I'm thinking about blowing my head off, same as always. Now, hopefully, those folks from the Autism Society of Nebraska will actually be able to help. I hope so. But the thing is, I have every right to be pissed off at everybody that I'm pissed off at. Good men do nothing that is evil enough. All of these people should have come forward, from Katie Cahill to Kayla Trujillo to Dan Faber. All of these people, instead of finding out what was going on, decided to judge, tell me what to do without knowing the whole situation or how fucked up the situation it really is. People who have never had to go through it, never had to live it. There's a few people who are like, oh, I used to be homeless. Well, that's great. At least you understand one part of it. But the other thing is, I shouldn't have had to deal with these wingnuts. I shouldn't have had to deal with Shannon Alvarado and Dan Faber and any of these other people while being victimized physically, mentally, and financially. All these people who said that they understood, they definitely did not. See, it's okay for them. Each and every one of them, it's okay to yell at me and to snap at me and fucking get pissed off at me when I don't do what they want. Meanwhile, I'm pissed off at them for not doing what they said they would. I was attacked by the public, and I know that a lot of people hate me. That's fine. The problem is that the way that they treat me because I was never allowed an honest day in court. I literally never had a court date. I'm gonna say that straight up. A kangaroo court is not a court date. If your own public pretender isn't allowing you access to what's being said about you, meanwhile it's a whole shit ton of slander, then it's a kangaroo court and that's not a court date. With all of the people who said that they would help me but wanted me to hide their names, that lets me know they're up to no good whatsoever. They're not actually going to help me. They're too cowardly. So let's talk about Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches, I'd gone to her house 4 times before Natalie died. 4 times. And all 4 times I got to listen to getting snapped at. The last time that I went to her house before Natalie died was the time that Natalie actually died. And she was kind and she was decent and she was going to listen for once. And that had been the first time that anybody was actually willing to sit down and listen other than Miss Peaches over a year earlier, or almost exactly a year earlier, actually. It was around Christmas time that I had gone over there in 2016. So in December of 2017, when I was over at her house, she was gonna listen to me and help me out. I mean, I needed that shit to stop. I needed to not get snapped at. It's difficult enough to try to explain the situation without people wanting to interrupt you and tell you how to feel and how to think. And then people want to say ignorant shit like, don't live in the past. Bitch, I'm gonna tell you something, you fucking retarded cunt rag. If I still have court dates over it, I'm not living in the past. I'm dealing with shit that happened in the past. So stop telling me to live in the past and go fuck yourself. The further it went along, the more complicated it got, and the more shitty people were to me. People who pretended they were going to help and never fucking did. Want to get pissed off and say, "Oh, I was going to help you," but don't fucking tell me you were gonna. If you never did, you never did, and you were never going to. You're just being a piece of shit. With Miss Peaches, after Natalie disappeared, I was more interested in getting Natalie somewhere safe than I was getting snapped at by Peaches. And I was overwhelmed, and nobody seems to understand this. Talk to me one on one. Shannon Alvarado never understood that. If you don't talk to me one on one, I'm dealing with 2 people who have different opinions, who are, well, each one of them asking questions, and you need to not ask questions. If I'm trying to tell you what's going on, let's not bounce around all over the fucking place. Listen to what I'm saying. Now there's too goddamn much of it. In order to clear my name, I needed people to come forward and be honest. But there aren't any honest people anymore. With Miss Peaches getting snapped at for almost a whole year before Natalie died, and that's not to say that everything that Miss Peaches and I said was us snapping at each other, because it wasn't. I wasn't snapping at anybody at that point. I was just listening to people getting snappy with me. Now, when I ended up in court, it was a really fucked up situation. I mean, I had been lied to by police, which I'm used to. They kept calling from restricted or private numbers. It was a pretty fucked up scenario. I would have loved to record every single conversation with police. I also would have loved to be in environments that weren't full of people fucking screaming. After all the bullshit that I've been through, the thing that keeps going through my mind is that because Peaches didn't come forward when it made a fucking difference, I got fucked. She should have told the truth. I shouldn't have had to record it in a conversation almost a year after Natalie died. Mandy Hughes pretending like she was gonna. Did she ever, though? Did she? My public pretenders wouldn't do their jobs, and they never do. They don't have to. They get paid either way. And I let them all know that I was planning on suing them. And, well, they worked together with their coworkers, their friends, their buddies, and their pals to make sure that they all broke the law. And that's a bank error in my favor because of all the documentation, because of all the bullshit that I went through. I still have that dream where Natalie gets into that car accident on South Military Highway and breaks her neck. Each one of these people had things to hide, and I don't hide anything. I don't get embarrassed. The difference between these people and myself is that they won't tell the truth because they're embarrassed. When I lied, it was to try to force an honest day in court. Because I didn't get the help that I needed, help in person. I needed people to bear witness. Of course, it's difficult to get someone to bear witness when they're fucking drunk or stoned all the goddamn time. Or all fucked up on meth. Miss Peaches is not all fucked up on meth. A lot of people were afraid to come forward because they didn't want to be targeted. A lot of them are afraid to come forward because they didn't want their secrets out there. Well, that's pretty fucked up. There was a lot of things that I used to be able to do, but I went through a lot of abuse and my head's pretty fucked up from it. Like Scott DaCosta was saying about jurisdiction, how these other things were out of jurisdiction. Well, they didn't investigate the shit that was in jurisdiction either. That's pretty fucked up. Now, Miss Peaches, she did a lot of good things for me, but the thing that was not registering in her head is that I am constantly moving. People are extremely intolerant of different. I'm not punished for my sins, I'm punished for yours. There's a lot of people who did fucked up shit, and it didn't even register to them how fucked up it was. Like Aunt B right across the street, claiming that I could use her mailbox, and then not answering the phone for 2 weeks, or not answering the door for 2 weeks. I needed that mail. And the longer it takes these people to do these things that they said they were going to do, the more fucked I am, the more abuse I have to go through, and the more I want to blow my goddamn head off. With Aunt B, if she'd have answered the door so that I could get my fucking mail, I would have been able to get the paperwork that I needed and filled it out with Jen BB and gotten these people to leave me alone. But the thing is, it doesn't register to her that her not keeping her word had consequences for me. Didn't hurt her any. But instead of writing a report and admitting that she just never answered her fucking door and that fucked me so much, like each one of these people, them not keeping their word fucked me so much. And people keep saying, oh, well, you don't depend on others. With all due respect, when you're dealing with the law and you're dealing with vigilantes, yes, you do need fucking help or you need to have money. You have to have an income. Getting a job, yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen. How the hell are you supposed to get a job and still go through all of this shit with the courts and fucking you're jumping through hoops left and right and center and Jesus fuck. Meanwhile, Miss Peaches didn't have to worry about any of that. She didn't have to go through it. And everybody does the same thing. They talk over me and tell me how to think and how to feel. And by November, I started talking over other people. By November of 2018, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't. I'm gonna get my 2 fucking cents in. Fuck you. If you're too fucking cowardly to come forward, fuck you. If you know that somebody is being abused, you need to come forward about it. I shouldn't have had to go to all these different places. See, I got completely fucked because I didn't have any goddamn money. People seemed to think that I had millions of dollars coming in, and I didn't. I was happy for what I got, but I needed a fucking advocate. I needed a goddamn witness. All this shit in here that I gotta go through, just seeing it makes me want to blow my fucking head off. See, here's the thing. If Miss Peaches had come forward with what she knew, and don't get me wrong, she did a lot for me. But then the police wrote down whatever the fuck they wanted because Miss Peaches never made a statement. When they claimed, and they did this in court to prevent me from having an honest court date. The police refused to take a report from anybody, and then slandered my name and said that nobody would make a report. That's fucking bullshit. And those videos prove that. But because these people didn't keep their word, I will never be allowed an honest day in court, ever. They will use a history of court dates that is undeserved to prevent me from having honest court dates. They will use that history to take my vehicles to arrest me. I don't have the money to get that vehicle out, now do I? Meanwhile, it was full of evidence. It didn't matter how much Peaches did for me as far as giving me rides and helping me set this stuff up so that I could go see a therapist in Colorado. It doesn't matter how much she did if she wasn't willing to come forward about it. And she claimed that she tried. It's in those videos. That's coming out of her mouth. Now, if she's not a liar, she needs to fucking prove it. Prove to me that those police would not take your report. I want you to prove that to me so that I can take those police to fucking court. Being assaulted by police everywhere that I go is fucking bullshit. Being assaulted by hospital staff is fucking bullshit. Those places need to have cameras. They need to have cameras with sound everywhere. For your fucking protection. The things that they do in those places are not okay. That's why I'm glad Natalie's dead. She's not having to go through this. I understand why she wanted to kill herself. I understand why she cut on herself after dealing with her family. Fuck yes, she was right to have somebody kill her. The thing is, well, I was threatened by the Bollingers and their friends and their families, and the police wouldn't fucking take a report no matter what jurisdiction I was in. When I did it, the police were all sorts of about helping them. And I didn't threaten to kill Alicia. I didn't threaten to kill Natalie. I didn't threaten to kill Danica or Jennifer Farina Bollinger. I didn't threaten to kill any of those people. But they were involved in poking me with a stick and poking me with a stick and poking me with a stick along with the police. And I was alone, so I was easy to victimize. The term mentally ill means they can get away with whatever the fuck they want. Jen Beebe, when I was in the sheriff's office here in town, Jen Beebe was being a bitch. She was wanting to help in a certain way, and I needed her to shut the fuck up and listen. I was trying to explain to her, hey, I don't have the money to go to fucking court and have a place with a roof over my head. And shit, she wasn't able to understand that concept. So when we were down at the courthouse, and I had gone to court, Joseph Michael Lopez court, by the way, in Colorado, and that was on a day that Jen was expecting an appointment with me. Like, I can't fucking do both. And I have to be able to protect myself, and Jen's not going to do it. She kept telling me it's out of jurisdiction. Like, holy fuck. So when we were in court, or when we were in the courthouse down there, and Sheriff Scott DaCosta was there, and Jared Hahn, like, I really needed to make a report about what Jared Hahn and Cody Selhorst had been doing that whole week. The fact that I literally had to break the law to try to get them fucking cops to take a goddamn report. And Jen Beebe, the fourth time, she said that, well, you should have showed up at court. I heard you the first time, you stupid fucking cunt. I heard you the fucking first time. Why don't you shut the fuck up and find out what the fuck is going on instead of talking over me? You've got a fucking quick, easy answer for every goddamn thing, but you don't know what the fuck is going on. I was glad for the help that she was trying to provide, but she needed to listen before her help was going to do any good. All these people busy making suggestions. That's nice. That's fine. That's dandy. But I need a fucking advocate. So Jen Beebe, the fourth time that she said that shit about me not showing up, like, fuck, lady, stop saying that. Listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. Listen to what I am telling you instead of getting fucking defensive. You don't need to be defensive, Jen. You don't need to be defensive. I'm not saying you're a shitty fucking person. What I'm saying is that I was doing other fucking things that were more important than making it to your fucking appointment. I needed to be able to protect myself from the Bollingers, the general public, and the fucking cops. And no, going to a fucking therapy appointment at that point in time, no, that's not fucking important. I needed to get court proceedings going against the fucking Bollingers. And I needed a safe fucking place. I couldn't afford to have an apartment and go to all of these fucking court dates. I needed help with that shit. And yes, I'm still mad at Jen Beebe about that. But the thing is, Jen Beebe should have paid attention to the fact that, hey, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Maybe you should listen. Here I am trying to get her there so that she can be there and present so that I can force the police to take a report and actually be listened to, because I tried to tell Scott DaCosta what was going on with Jordan Anderson. And yeah, I got an I'm sorry out of him. I did. Actually, when I first met him, he apologized. He gave me a CD and said that he was sorry, but Jordan Anderson didn't write a police report. He didn't do his job. When Jen Beebe had me committed, obviously, I'm not trying to fucking commit suicide at that point. I'm in the courthouse, which the sheriff's office is there in the courthouse. I'm in the courthouse. Obviously, I'm not trying to commit suicide. I admitted that I tried to commit suicide a week earlier because she wouldn't shut the fuck up about what? about me missing one goddamn appointment because I needed to go file paperwork against the fucking Bollingers and the police. The abuse that I went through was fucking bullshit. And I needed to write a report about what Cody Selhorst had done. Like, that was some pretty fucked up shit. And when I admitted that I had tried to kill myself a week earlier, I was trying to explain to her, I am that fucking stressed out. I want to blow my goddamn head off. I want to die every fucking moment of every day. I need you to shut the fuck up. So she had me committed. Don't have me committed. Fucking listen to me. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. There is a time limit on this shit, and the longer you take to keep your fucking word, the more fucked I am. The more stress that it puts on me and everybody around me, and you don't give a fuck. I needed somebody there who actually gives a fuck about me, not somebody who's there because they get paid. Somebody who actually fucking cares. Somebody who will actually bear witness. Someone in person. That's where the term mentally ill comes in. Mentally ill means it's your word versus theirs, and you're the one who's mentally ill. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. When somebody is telling the truth and you know they're telling the truth and you don't come forward and they're being abused because you're not coming forward, fuck you. Absolutely fuck you. Miss Peaches wants to be pissed off that I slandered her. Well, you know what? The police slandered us. Us. And she should have come forward and said something. But she didn't. I recorded it, however, the conversations between us, the things that she should have been coming forward about. I mean, obviously, this stuff is coming out of her mouth. Obviously, it's what she's telling me. If she's fucking lying to me, there's a major issue there. If the cops lied, then she needs to fucking speak up. And the cops did lie. But the other thing is, I don't think Miss Peaches made as much of an effort about going in to talk to the police as she pretended that she did. Because she never wrote a report. She never wrote any of it down. I mean, she wrote a report for the police about where I was when Natalie disappeared. But the thing is that what I continued to be threatened, harassed, and fucking intimidated and assaulted over was the shit that I went to her house for help for before Natalie was dead. No, Peaches, I was made homeless and victimized across the entire country because that's what actual homelessness is. It's victimization. I've probably 100 screenshots easily of homeless people bitching and pissed off that their shit was stolen. That's what homelessness is. Real homelessness. Not, hey, I'm in high school, I got time off before my mom gets home, I'm gonna go down and hang out with some homeless people and smoke some weed. It's pretty fucked up. Peaches did a lot for me. She really did, but she needed to come forward about it. She needed to try harder. That's what she told me. I should have tried harder. How the fuck can I try harder? I'm overwhelmed because I literally can't physically or financially or mentally take care of myself because of the shit that happened. And any one of these people could have stopped being a bitch and come forward instead of me having to fucking record it. I'm texting Miss Peaches right now. Fuck you. CUNT. The thing is, her not coming forward allowed my predators to get away with doing whatever they want. That means that all of those free predators can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want to her. They can do whatever they want to her children. They can do whatever they want to anybody in that area. Miss Peaches should have come forward about that, and the fact that she didn't just put me at risk. It put many other people at risk. That's what happens when you let the predators go. I hope Miss Peaches loses everything. I hope she loses her family, her roof, her vehicle. I hope she gets falsely accused and assaulted in multiple locations. I hope her favorite person on earth gets shot in the head and she gets blamed for it. I hope those things happen to Miss Peaches so that she can understand what this feels like. Do I literally want those things to happen to her? No, but I want her to stop being a fucking stuck up bitch. Thing is, it didn't matter how much people did if they're not willing to come forward about it. Now, I told all of the good things that Miss Peaches did for me. I really did. There's a whole shit ton of videos on this very YouTube, and there's a whole bunch of posts on Facebook where I am, well, definitely glad for what Miss Peaches did for me. But without her words, it meant nothing. Nothing at all.